Copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, back here in St. Pete, game 3 of this 3-game series, Giants and the Rays. And our game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. One of the few days all year where you would probably say, wish we didn't have a roof on this place. It was a gorgeous morning here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. But we got the roof, so we got the climate control 72 degrees with the air conditioning pumping inside the dome with no wind for the last game of the series, last game of the road trip, and the Giants trying to get a win before heading back home. And they won't get a reprieve. The Padres coming to town tomorrow. Giants lineup is brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Giants lineup against the lefty looks like this. Ramos at the top, Devers batting second, then Schmidt the DH, Arias, who had a big game yesterday, Chapman, Adames, Lee, Encarnacion the start out in right field. Eric Haas does the catching. He'll bat ninth against the left-handed starter Steven Matz.
And Steven Matz 4-1 with a 4.31, 31 in the third, 27 strikeouts, has allowed 6 home runs to just 11 walks. He's got great off speed, but you can do some damage if you get a fastball up.
So here we go. Elliot Ramos stands in. And the first pitch of the game is a swing and miss on that 92-mile-an-hour Matz sinker. Strike one. Foul tip 0-2. Well, Matz has been pitching well. The Rays as a whole have been pitching really well. They won 8 of their last 9 games. Even longer than that. Just been a hot team, and the pitching is dominated.
Yeah, and for Matz, he's really leaned on the changeup this year more so than he has in the past, and it's been effective for him.
Ramos will use his time. So a ball and 2 strikes. Elliott lines one to second, and Williamson was just playing him perfectly.
So we'll take a look at that pitch usage. The StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud for Steven Matz. Sinker at the 47.1 clip, but then you see the changeup, 31%. This is a big tick above he's ever done. Slider and curve, and we'll see how he attacks Giants hitters today.
It's kind of what the Rays do, right? They do it year after year. They're not going to spend big money on pitching or really any free agents, so they target some guys they think they can help make changes. Devers fouls that one back. It's 1-1.
I had a good conversation with Kevin Cash a couple years ago and asking about how, you know, they always get the most out of their players, and they say, we find what you do well and we have you do that more. And, you know, for Matz, it's been beneficial here using the changeup more.
And 2, sinker from Matz. Devers had some experience against Matz, and he's had some success against him. Maybe at least part of the reason why he's in that number 2 spot today. He kind of fights that one off, and that's going to be a base hit. Coming in and a long way to go. Simpson. Devers is going to test him. The throw is going to be late. Good hustle from Devers. It's a double.
Beautiful hustle double right there for Devers. And you know, this series you've seen a lot of better at bats. Had the RBI double last night, and right here CNI double. We'll take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by Walk Up Personal Injury Law. Tonight, or actually today, in the outfield, you got Chandler Simpson in left, Cedric Mullins in center, Jake Fraley in right. On the infield, Caminero at third, Taylor Walls at short, Ben Williamson at second, Belade at first, and Nick Fortes behind home plate.
There's a curveball to Casey Schmidt for strike 1. You don't say seeing eye double very often, but really that's what it was.
Seeing eye double and a hustle double.
So Schmidt, right away the Giants at least have an opportunity. Casey out in front of the changeup. It's 0-2. Giants just haven't had many of these at all. 2 games, 4 at bats with a runner in scoring position coming into today.
Today's a new day, Dave. We're off to the races.
Going to pile up these kind of at bats today. Schmidt lines one into right center field, base hit. Here comes Devers around third, and he's going to score without a throw. Giants on the board, 1-0.
And just a beautiful approach right there. Casey Schmidt staying hot. You get a runner in scoring position. If you target that inside out, fight the good fight, low liner the other way. And this is how you stack RBIs. And once again, we mentioned in the pregame, if you can get him up, hitters are hitting close to 300. That is just absolute picture perfect RBI swing from Casey Schmidt.
Here is a rise taking strike one. Good job by both Devers and Hector Borg, Giants third base coach. Hasn't been a smooth road trip in that regard, but Devers had to hold with the line drive, make sure it wasn't caught. Still enough speed and the send to get the run without a play.
Here comes arguably the Giants' hottest hitter.
Indeed. Rise had 3 hits yesterday. His mom, his dad, his sister. He's got lots of people here watching him ahead of that slider out in front, 1-2.
Oh.
They're back.
Oh yeah, they're with him.
Dad was fired up yesterday. After every one of those hits, he was high-fiving the whole section.
It was awesome.
1-2. Foul back.
I love the nickname too, the Sprinkler.
His mom was wearing the jersey yesterday with the nickname on the back. I can't tell if that's the same one.
I don't think so.
I think she changed.
We're fresh today. Fresh clothes, fresh game.
On the ground to second. That's 1 and that's 2. It's a double play. Giants though get a run to start the game on the Schmidt RBI single. It'll be Malley to the mound with the Giants ahead 1-0.
It's also my 75th anniversary. Coincidence? I think not. Get 2 tacos for 75 cents in-app only Cinco de Mayo.
Welcome to Doc in the Box.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota, class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. And by Provident Credit Union, make life easy.
Giants have a run on the board as we go to the bottom of the first, and the Rays will come up here. Rays lineup brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Chandler Simpson, third straight game in that leadoff spot. Caminero, he's got the big power. Rhonda having a good year. Valade, Fraley, Williamson, Mullins, Fortes, and Taylor Walls against the right-hander Tyler Malley.
And Tyler Malley on the season, 1-4 with a 5.87, 30 2/3 innings, 29 strikeouts, 17 walks.
Been a roller coaster ride with Tyler because there's been no middle ground. When he's been good, he's been really good. First pitch strike to Simpson.
Yeah, it was funny. The odd number starts, outstanding. The even number starts, not as much. So we're on an odd start. We like odd years and odd starts.
Start number 7.
He's got a combined 108 on odd numbered starts, and he's got 11.57 on even starts. So who knows?
It is a big
it's one
difference.
of those baseball stats that you need to have in your life.
Simpson takes a close one for a ball. The Malley splitter. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with Tyler Malley. He's got a massive reverse split thing going too. That the success opposing hitters have had has come mostly from right-handed hitters.
Yeah, he's really tough on left-handed batters. When you have a good cutter as well, that can be really tough and a good weapon. If you have cutters are usually one of the best weapons to have, righty versus lefty or lefty versus righty. He's got a good one.
2-2, and Simpson pops that one up. That'll make it over the net and on top of the dugout. Lots of Giants fans on that side of this ballpark. We've seen a lot of Giants fans here in Florida.
They've been representing. Saw some plethora of jerseys, some Bonds, some Bailey, some Huff. I see a Huff jersey, belt,
A couple Pences.
I didn't see any of those.
I did.
They're out there.
3-2. That was close.
bucket hat.
A big pitch to start this game for Mahle, in that Simpson is a chaos creator once he gets on base. 3-2. It's a foul down the left field line.
Yeah, keeping Simpson off the bases is definitely high priority.
Mets have done a pretty good job of that. He's had 2 bunt hits in this series. 3-2, got him looking.
Well, let's take a look. Able to get Simpson right there to lead off the game. But let's take a look at the StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The Tyler Mahle 2026 Arsenal. It's a 4-seamer splitter, cutter, slider, and sinker. And really, the splitter cutter combo is pretty lethal. His splitter kind of cuts and his cutter kind of splits. If that makes any sense. His cutter drops and his splitter cuts.
I do understand what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, but you make sense in explaining it, describing it at least. Ball 1 to Camanero's got big time power. We've seen that in this series. Healthy cut at that fastball, 1-1.
It really is. His move to the ball is explosive. It's a good word.
Tip, 1-2. Oh, jump up in velocity on that one. Mahle, like a lot of starting pitchers, tends to kind of build into his velocity as the game goes on. Ahead 1-2. That one smashed into left field. So a base hit for Caminero.
That went 111 off the bat. But let's take a look at the Giants defense, brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law. In the outfield from left to right, you got Ramos, Lee, and Encarnacion. On the infield, the Gold Glover at third, Matt Chapman, then Willie Adames, Arise, Devers, and then behind home today, Eric Haas.
As good as the Giants defense has been, and it's been really good, no chance to make a play on that one from Caminero.
The defense has been spectacular. They're on a bit of a rut this road trip, but their defense has been exceptional.
Here's Aranda. Jonathan Aranda had the big hit of the game yesterday. It was after the first pitch here today and fouls it back. Spanish audio available on the SAP channel. 7 home runs, 27 batted in. So batting average not that impressive, but he makes the most of his opportunities.
You know, he was hurt for a bit last year, but he hit .315. He's still, production is production. You're driving in runs. That's a big impact on your team.
Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Devers holding on Caminero. You see the Giants infield defense definitely playing around to the pole. Chapman way off the line. Chapman's basically playing shortstop. And Aranda hits a little dribbler toward third. Charging Chapman too late. They just beat the defense. They've had a bunch of infield hits in this series.
They have, and right here, just a swinging punt. Chapman does his best. That's as quick as you can get it over there, but it's just going to be a clean hit.
Now Ryan Valade. Giants have a 1-0 lead, but the Rays are threatening here in the bottom of the first. Got the call from Nick Lentz. He's the home plate umpire. Vic Carapazza, the crew chief, is over at first today. John Bacon, Hunter Wendelstadt. Obviously, the umpiring was an issue in yesterday's game.
The catwalk conspiracy.
I mean, and well, the umpires missed it. They just did, and it got the Giants upset, understandably so. Two Giants got thrown out of the game. Frank Anderson, Adrian Hauser, both got kicked out.
Not surprised.
What was it? Brett Anderson had a tweet or something where Frank's son, Brett, who pitched for a long time in the big league, said, "It took me 12 years of my big league career to get ejected. My pops did it in 33 games," or whatever he said.
You know, I talked to him on the bus. I asked him about it, and he said, you know, I don't want to be getting on umpires or anything. And my whole thing is, I just said, just run out there. I want to see you run out there. And he didn't feel like that was the proper effort, and that was enough to get him tossed. But props to him for, you know, defending his guys, staying on it. He doesn't miss anything. He's sharp.
He's got the game face going today, that's for sure. And a big pitch here early for Malley with 2 on and 1 out. Now a full count to Valade. He'll step off. Malley will. Three-two. All back. Four seam at 95 miles an hour.
You know, we don't do the umpire scouting report now. We have the ABS, but I figured should give Nick Lentz this one. Is as hitter friendly an umpire as you'll see. So we'll see if it's going to be on Hosta.
Got it. Valade was just thrilled with the end result of that at bat. 2 down.
Beautiful four-seam carry, gets him to chase. Hard to lay off, but it's at your eyes, and gets Valade on the high cheese.
I still like the umpire scouting reports because, yeah, I think it still impacts the game. Definitely not in the same way that it did before the challenge system, but I do think you're right to point it out when there's an umpire who is on one of the extreme sides of things.
He's as hitter friendly as you get, so that's going to be a challenge on your catchers. You can know the strike zone the best.
I mean, if you can frame and steal some strikes, you at least put pressure on the other team to decide should we use a challenge or not.
Do you know the strike zone? Are you willing to challenge?
Fraley with 2 on and 2 out. Pulls that one to right. Encarnacion out there today. Out number 3. So Malley works around the 2 hits. We go to the second. 1-0 Giants.
Brought to you by The Floor Store, your Bay Area flooring authority.
From one Bay Area to another, the Tampa Bay area. Morning time back in the San Francisco Bay Area. Giants lead the Rays 1-0, top 2. And Chapman takes strike 1 from Steven Matz. Giants got a double from Devers and an RBI hit from Schmidt in the first. Chapman takes that one, a changeup low for ball 1. And for the Giants, just playing ahead. The Giants are 9-3 this year when they score first. It's only 1 run, but they've been a good front running team, as most teams are. And Tony Vitello is, I know Wednesday or Thursday didn't go the way they wanted to. Here's a liner to center. Caught out there by Mullins, but the bullpen has generally done a really good job.
They really have been kind of a bright spot for this Giants team. The offense, a lot of guys that you can expect they're going to get going and get hot, but the bullpen has really been pivotal for the Giants this season. And I think you got to credit. I got to talk with JT Brubaker and Killian, and they were talking about Wonders and how he's helped them out a lot, the new addition.
Yeah, I think all the Giants coaches have gotten the high marks from the pitchers that we talked to. Jesse Chavez, the way he preps those guys out of the bullpen. Christian Wonders helping with sort of pitch design. Thomas, kind of a half swing and a foul. He's behind at the count 0-2.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. You know, Killian was saying that he changed the grip on 3 of his pitches, and all of them are doing, you know, he's like, they're doing better than they've ever done. They're coming out nice. Hitters aren't seeing it very well. And JT Brubaker said the same thing. He helped him with his changeup, and all of a sudden now he's like, it's working pretty good on lefties. So they were pretty high on the help and what they've been doing out there.
Numbers show it. Giants have the second best bullpen ERA in baseball. Check swing foul.
It's good to kind of share, you know, what's behind the hood.
Yeah. Adames on the ground to short. 2 outs. Walls throws him out. And Jung-Hoo Lee will come up. Jung-Hoo, he's been the guy who has stayed in the lineup against lefties. And here this week, the Giants mostly been playing Encarnacion in right, and Lee moves over to center field. He has faced a gauntlet on this road trip of left-handed pitching. Chopper to second. Giants go down in order midway through 2. Still 1-0 Giants.
Fans, the Levi's 501 flash sale ends today. May through July games are available for just $5.01. Opponents include the Blue Jays, Nationals, Brewers, and more. Buy now at sfgiants.com/501. It's a pretty good deal.
We'll see when we get back home. Giants will be home tomorrow night. First pitch of the bottom of the second to Williamson, the second baseman. Ball strike 1. Not a lot of power, but Williamson has played good defense in this series. Down the way for a ball. Padres for 3 and the Pirates for 3 on the upcoming homestand. Out to right. Giants defensive specialist out there, Gerard Encarnacion.
He is just gobbling up fly balls here in Tampa. St. Pete. The ceiling, no problem for Gerard. The 2 games he's been out there, he's been catching everything.
Day game today. You mentioned the roof. They obviously had to totally rebuild the roof. The hurricane a couple of years ago ripped the roof straight off Tropicana Field. That led to the Rays last year having to play their home games over in Tampa at the Yankees spring training facility. So the roof is new and it's much lighter. Day game today. You really notice it when the sun's out. Just missing. 2-0. Giants have handled the unusual conditions in this place very nicely. There's a strike.
Speaking of the Pirates coming into town, I was looking at the standings. The NL Central has a couple teams really playing well. Pirates, Reds, Cardinals, Cubs, all outstanding records.
Cardinals have a chance to sweep the Dodgers with a win today. Everybody.
We always love that.
Yeah, everybody in the National League Central is over 500. Everybody. Pirates are now in last place in the division, 2 games over 500. That's rough. On the ground to Arise. And Mullins is out number 2.
Here's the catcher, number 4.
2 outs. Nick Fortes, the catcher. Cardinals have won 6 in a row. Cubs have won 4 in a row. You're right. That division's been probably the big surprise in all of baseball.
And it's early still, but kind of popped out to me when I was just kind of looking at how everyone else was doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a story.
And you look at the NL East and you're kind of shocked. The Phillies and Mets.
I mean, a lot of teams, the Giants are struggling, the Phillies, the Mets. In the American League, the Red Sox are struggling big time. Chopper to third. Chapman has it, throws on the run, and he got him. Just a normal play for Matt Chapman. Nobody does it better over third.
All right, Giants fans, it's time to bench your mobile provider for better coverage and bigger savings with Xfinity Mobile and get Wi-Fi plus 5G that won't strike out. Xfinity, imagine that.
One of our newest Giants fans.
Oh yeah, get them going early.
Already got the gear.
That's a good look.
It is. Yeah.
He's got some blonde hair. Watch out. He's a cutie.
And he's got the #1 idea down. When you come to the ballpark, you got to have some good food.
Yep. Where's the cotton candy? Get them sticky.
And that doesn't include your own thumb.
He might argue with you.
Yeah, I think he would.
What we got there? The baseball bowl.
0-2.
Can you have cotton candy that young? Is that an acceptable treat?
You could do whatever you want. I guarantee you his eyes would light up if he got a taste of cotton candy.
Maybe some baby carrots.
A little puree. 2-2. Those days for me as a parent are long gone in the rearview mirror.
Hey, your meal before the game was pretty close to what he's going to be eating.
I've turned into a kindergartner. Here's a ground ball to the hole. It's short, cutting over Caminero, and he spins and throws out Encarnacion. Nice play. What, you don't think a peanut butter and banana sandwich with applesauce is adult food?
It was the applesauce.
I admit it. Good play.
Wow, the pink glove. Scooping him up.
So here's Haas, the ninth place hitter.
You got a pink glove, you got to make the play.
You do. Haas got it by the pink glove down the left field line. Eric Haas is speeding his way into second. He's got a double.
And every time he gets the start, he comes in and gets some jolt going. He brings some energy, comes in prepared, and just good at bats. This game in Philly right here gets his fastball right where he wants it, lets it rip, and Haas is also a really good base runner. Says he learned a lot of technique this time with the Brewers.
He made a really good base running play in Philadelphia in the game he started in that series. Kyle Steiner, the pitching coach, is coming out with Ramos as the hitter.
Ramos lined out his first at bat. Good hit. Just right at him. Right at Ben Williamson.
Giants with a 1-out double, their second double of the game, third hit. They've got another opportunity here. So while they conference on the mound, we'll get a word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Smashed. That would be a good sort of thought for Elliot Ramos.
Yeah.
Smash one here. Elliot does love that up the middle approach. But the home run that got taken away from him was just a dead center field. It was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. That one was smashed, Dave.
It was. Haas at second. 1-1. Down the right field line, slicing away from Fraley. He will make the catch, though, behind the bullpen mound. Haas tags and goes to third. So almost retired.
You know, and if you get like an infield hit, maybe a pass ball or something, big 90 feet, Haas does the right thing once again, heads up, tagging up. It's in foul play. Not much you can do there.
It gives you a lot more chances to score a run.
Little pressure.
All in the dirt, puts a little pressure on the catcher. Nats likes to spike that slider and the changeup. So here's Devers, who had a double past Caminero his first time up.
He's got some ownage on Matz and already a double in this game.
Casey Schmidt on deck, the guy who had the RBI hit in the first inning. High, 2-0. There's Casey. Now Devers is going to use his timeout ahead of the count, 2-0.
Organizing the.
Casey's very neat. He was waiting, I think, for his catcher to challenge that pitch. It was close.
It looks like it maybe caught the very, very bottom. That's maybe not.
That's ball 4. Devers takes a walk. Yeah, it would have been really close. So Devers is on base for the second straight time. And it gives Schmidt an opportunity again.
RBI day for Casey Schmidt. Another opportunity. Get greedy.
Yeah, make it a big day. Schmidt, it was really an impressive at bat because he fell behind 2 strikes. Lined one into right center field. First pitch, he hammers that one to center. Mullins is there, though, to make the catch. And that's out number 3. He squared that ball up. 105 off the bat, but right into the defense.
All right, the 2026 All-Star Teacher Award presented by Provident Credit Union. Go to NBCSportsBayArea.com/AST to check out Matt Hoffman as well as the other finalists and vote now. The winning teacher school will receive 30,000 big ones. Dollars, that is.
Yeah, it's a lot of cash. So vote. Tyler Mahle, last of the 3rd. Giants have a 1-0 lead. First pitch fastball called the ball. Walls hitting .203, but he's been tough on the Giants in this series.
He's had a good series. He's impressive base running, impressive defense. He's quick. The combo of him and Simpson is some ridiculous base running speed. Some blazers.
And they do end up hitting back-to-back in the lineup. Simpson's 1. Walls is 9. There's one popped up into right center. Encarnacion. Charge. There he is. And we're smiling, but Girard has made good plays.
Yeah.
He has handled himself just fine out there.
It's fun to watch him run. You don't see big men like that move like he does. Sneaky quick.
Faster than you think. Here is Simpson. Chapman creeps in at 3rd. You have to against him. Back strike 1.
Whoa. Nice play from a fan. Barehanded it.
One and 1 to Simpson. Simpson battled Mahle in the bottom of the 1st inning, but Mahle ultimately struck him out looking. There's Chapman in on the artificial grass. 2-1. Haven't seen too many of those sliders yet today. Two and 2. Mahle to the plate. Simpson, another foul ball. He's definitely being a pest.
Definitely working the pitch counts up for Mahle. But as long as you keep him off the base pass, no harm, no foul. You don't want that speed causing havoc and chaos.
Low, 3 and 2. He's already seen 14 pitches from Mahle in the game. second at bat, and the second at bat isn't finished.
Another foul ball.
He's making friends all over the Trop.
Lots of gifts. We don't need to see any of those Brennan Belt type at bats, though. Take it easy.
What was the final tally on that one? 22?
I don't remember exactly, but it was crazy.
I was there. I should remember.
I was there too. 21 or 22 for sure. Another one.
And a Giants fan got it. Malley might be getting a little sick of this. Ninth pitch of this at bat. Strike three called. Beauty.
There's that cutter. Simpson's not going to challenge. And maybe a beneficial call right here. Oh no. Golly, that is just as perfect a pitch as you can throw. And look, this is the cutter I'm talking about. It just kind of drops a little bit. Beautiful pitch.
So after all that, Simpson, he's seen 17 pitches in this game already, and he's been called out on strikes twice.
You still call those winning ABs, even though it doesn't feel like a winning at bat. 2 punchies.
1-0 to Caminero. He had a hit his first time up. Takes a strike. Rays have 2 hits. Giants have 3 hits. Giants have the 1-0 lead. Two and one.
I still think it's pretty impressive. Caminero's thoracic torque. There's just such an unloading when he swings.
Two and two. What'd you say yesterday? Watch the ribs.
You can see he kind of twists kind of the upper half, loads the ribs. Take a peek. And we got the upper body twisted, and then it's not going to swing yet.
Full count, 3-2.
Barbecue those ribs.
Here it comes. Caminero.
It's explosive.
Yeah, it is. Even when it's not his A+ swing, he is not getting cheated.
It's quick.
Three-two. Another foul ball. And a lot of those in this inning. This would be the 8th pitch of this at bat. 20th pitch of the inning. It's only the 3rd hitter of the inning. He walked it. Pretty good slider from Malley. Caminero, though, took it.
Yep, able to lay off. They're just being pesky and fighting off the borderline pitches, and that's beautiful at that from Caminero. Good battle. Sometimes you have these innings, see if he can work his way out of it.
Ronda had an infield hit his first time up. Foul tips the first one here. Strike one.
Work his way through it would be the better turn, because it's a 2-out walk.
Yeah. He's making good pitches.
Yep.
One. Haas thought about that one. I think if he challenged, he would have been right.
Could be a little gun shy because he lost 2 like really early in his last start.
Yeah.
Wants to be certain.
That one out to left. Ramos looking up into that roof, and he squeezes it. So they made him throw a lot of pitches, but Malley gets through it, no problem.
Giants fans, welcome back to the broadcast booth presented by Lazy Boy. I'm Hunter Pence alongside our so tall and so handsome play-by-play analyst Dave Fleming.
That's very nice of you. I get my, is that orange?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
We got the orange and black thing.
Give it to you.
Today. You
But
give me that?
Yeah, it's a good pop, the black and orange. We didn't even coordinate this, but it looks great. You know, let's go. It's our day.
When you first saw it, you said salmon, and that had me kind of like,
Maybe it's the lighting up here. It's salmon-ish.
The lighting here is strange.
Little
That's for
peach.
sure. Peach?
Peachy.
Yeah, peach. I
Very
could go
peachy.
peach. Arise, 1-1. On the ground to second. Williamson goes out. Luis. So 1 out. Arise is 0 for 2. Gonna bring up Chapman.
It does make me wonder, like, how many different color combos. You had a button up. How many color combos of the shirts do you have?
I brought a lot of TV attire for this road trip. I did.
You can mix it up real good. I don't have too many options.
We can change that.
I need to get some options. Granted, I do like just the ones I have. They're nice material.
Yeah. Hey, we wear them out on these road trips, don't we?
Sure do. Need that.
0-2. Chapman, a little meeting with himself. Chapman's had a quiet road trip at the plate. Change up for a ball. Off the inside, 2-2. That one way up there, left center field. Simpson, 2 down. Howdy, partner.
The shortstop, number 2.
Howdy, partner. That's a good mustache right there. It's a real one.
Sam Elliott style.
Wyatt Earp.
Better reference. More historically accurate. Well, Willie Adames, you can tell this slump is just grinding on him. That one out to right field. Fraley is underneath it. Giants are gone in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 1-0 Giants.
All right, powerful performance brought to you by Xfinity. 13 years ago today, Buster Posey hit his first career walk-off home run. Posey led off the bottom of the 9th and took Ronald Belisario deep, and the Giants beat the Dodgers 2-1.
Hey, look who's there at home plate waiting for Buster.
Yeah, baby. I was probably on deck. Faced a lot of Ronald Belisario, turbo sinker.
Buster Posey's good friend.
Hey.
That was Kershaw Zito that night, which is kind of cool. Giants were trailing in that game, and you had a hit in the middle of a rally. We got a challenge here from Eric Haas, and he wins.
Call is overturned. Count is 0-1.
So 1-1 the count to Ryan Valade. Bottom 4. Giants ahead 1-0. That's got to be a little confidence boost for Eric Haas. I think you're right, especially when you're not playing every day. He lost 2 challenges in his start against Philadelphia. As confident of an athlete as he is, it has to.
Yeah, make you a little more timid to think about it, but wins his first challenge here today. It's a new day. Hey, how about that? Romo got the win.
That game 13 years ago. 1-2 to Valade. It was an interesting moment when Malley finished off the 3rd inning and walked toward the Giants dugout. Got him with a fastball. There was a long conversation with Malley, with Haas, and with the home plate umpire Nick Lentz.
And it looked like Lentz was doing some coming set, and maybe he's giving him a warning. You got to stop before you throw the pitch. And Camanero's on first base. But they talked for quite a while.
I think that's good umpiring.
Yeah, let them know, like, hey, we're watching this. You might not have been there, and you do it again, then you can't be too upset.
Yeah. They probably spent, what, a minute almost? Stephen Matz was just sort of standing around like, is somebody going to give me a ball so I can warm up?
He had to walk up to him to get the ball.
Fraley hits a foul ball. It's 0-2. I think that's a good job by Nick Lentz.
Agreed.
Pulls it down the right field line toward the corner. Foul. And right down the tarp. Wah, wah.
Oh no, you hate to see it happen. Had your chance.
It's okay, honey. I'm sure another one will come to us today.
Yeah.
Hey, they got him the ball. Somebody went down there, fished it out, and flipped him the ball.
There's some compassion out there. Love to see it.
Kindness in the world.
There's been a lot of foul balls this game.
A lot.
Maybe there is a chance he sees another one. That's what it's about. Smiles.
Foul tip, strike 3.
And Malley working a little quicker here in the 4th. These odd starts for Malley. Dominant.
He's moving the ball.
Everywhere, every quadrant. High, down, low, in, out.
2 down for Williamson. Flied out his first at bat. Now he pours that one in there. Line drive over the leaping attempt of Devers. And that's a 2-out hit for Williamson. And the first hit for the Rays since the first inning.
Yeah, 101 off the bat right here. That's a beautiful line drive. But no harm. Just a little single, 2-out single. Now we'll see if Malley does a little something different coming set.
Ground foul. Yeah, this is where that little conversation between the umpire and Malley really comes into play. I think he did it by the rule book.
Yeah, seemed pretty clean.
Williamson dives back safely. Williamson's got 3 steals, hasn't been caught. Rays are a team, they will run. They've got 36 steals. Giants are really lagging in the steals department. That was a swing. It's 0-2. The Giants only have 8 steals on the year.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. I feel like the one person that I've seen like to see run more is, he hasn't been with us the whole season, Drew Gilbert. He's had some opportunities, but hopefully we can see them get a couple more.
Owens lays off the high fastball. Well, the Rays are making Malley work. He's up to 73 pitches. It's the 4th inning.
Everyone's surprising. John Lee doesn't have one.
There goes Williamson, and the ball is popped up. Chapman all alone on that side, but he's got plenty of time to get under it and make the catch. 1 hit, no runs. To the 5th we go. 1-0 Giants. Get all your highlights, analysis, live updates, Giants Talk episodes, and more. Everything a Giants fan needs. The NBC Sports Bay Area app. Download it now. The Ray Tank here at Tropicana Field.
Oh yeah, the kids are loving it. Pet the Rays.
Pet them, just don't fall in.
They're cute. Look at that guy.
2-0 to Jung-Hoo Lee. Three and 0. We got Lee, Encarnacion, and Haas. 7-8-9 today against the left-handed starter Matz. That's ball 4. Lee draws a leadoff walk.
There you go. You got Jung-Hoo Lee on base. Nobody out. Maybe steal a base. I guess lefties a little more challenging than righties.
Yeah, makes it harder. But I do think whether it's short term or long term, the Giants, they've talked about it. They do need to do a better job at using the running game. A throw behind Lee after the pitch was a strike. Gerard grounded out his first time up. Now he's behind in the count 0-2. Did he challenge?
Pitcher called a strike.
I have
Hitter's
no
challenge.
idea why he challenged that call. I mean, that is right down the middle.
Call is confirmed. San Francisco has 1 challenge remaining.
Keep track of how many ABS challenges each team has up on our score graphic. So Giants only 1 dot left, 1 challenge left. That one's hard to understand.
It's the second time he's challenged one that's caught a lot of the heart of the plate. So
you might lose your privileges. Change up. And we've talked to Tony Vitello really even before the year started, and the Giants manager's opinion was, at least for the first few weeks, I want to give these guys full reign, and then if we need to start kind of implementing some team policies about when we want challenges or not, we might do that. But in the early part of this new system, he wanted everybody to feel like they can do it if they want to.
I think it's a great strategy. Like, see who's good, who's not, and adjust accordingly.
Foul back. That one lined to center. It'll be caught though by Mullins. Second one hit very hard to center field in this game. It's been caught by Cedric Mullins.
Well, the Giants turn home tomorrow to face the San Diego Padres for a 3-game series at Oracle Park tomorrow through Wednesday. Get your tickets now at sfgiants.com/tickets.
Big games. Giants need to get it going, and against a good team in their own division. One of 2 trips to San Francisco for the Padres all year. Haas takes outside, ball 1. Encarnacion 112 miles an hour off the bat, but an out.
Hang with them.
Haas had a double his first time up. Pretty good swing there, 1-1.
All of his at-bats, it's just good, healthy, balanced swings. It's like he's really on everything. Even when you get him out, some scary foul balls.
It's impressive because he's not playing a whole lot, not getting a ton of game reps.
That's the job as a backup catcher.
Yeah.
And he's done an excellent job.
It's part of what makes a good backup catcher, the ability to stay ready. Ball called a strike. Haas thought that one was high.
Patrick Bailey. Threw out 3 runners last night.
It's a big game throwing out would-be base stealers. his name on his cup. There goes Lee running. Haas fouls it back.
And Jung-Hoo Lee, he sent it.
A little bit of a grab of the hip or something. Stays in the game. So I'm assuming he's fine. Does not run here on the ground. Caminero. There's one. Throw to first. Double play. So for the Giants, frustration. Lee was not running on that one, and the Giants aren't going to challenge the Rays. Turn 2. A walk, no runs. Midway through 5. It's 1-0. First inning, and nobody has scored since then. 1-0 Giants, bottom 5. Final game of the series and the road trip. Catcher Nick Fortes, our number 8 hitter for the Rays, against Tyler Mahle. Strike 1 to Fortes. Slider 1-1.
And everything gets a little more interesting, noteworthy. Giants lost the challenge last inning offensively, so just 1 dot remaining in the dot race.
It is a factor. It is. See Matt Gage in the bullpen. Out to short, high hop for Adames. Out number 1. Maybe part of it pitch count. Mally's had to work hard for his outs, even as he's pitched very effectively in this game. Also, I think Tony Vitello's been more aggressive with the bullpen with Hauser and Mahle last couple times through.
You got one of the best bullpens in baseball. Lean on him a little bit more, maybe.
So Gage, the guy who's going to start getting loose, maybe. Out to left. Ramos kind of froze in place. Now he'll come in. 2 outs.
And here comes the peskiest man in the lineup today. Seen probably both bats. I think it was like close to 15 pitches.
17. 8 pitch at bat and 9 pitch at bat. For Chandler Simpson, and both times Mahle struck him out looking. Cutter from strike 1 swinging. Oh, and 2. He's trending towards making this a little quicker at bat.
Usually you see that many pitches, you kind of have a good feeling, and Mahle right away just some perfect pitches.
Yeah. Trying to make a perfect one there and missed. 1 and 2.
They've kept him relatively quiet besides some infield hits this series.
That one a little squib liner caught by Chapman. And Mahle retires the side in order. Nice efficient inning. Only 9 pitches thrown there in the 5th.
All right, K-pop fireworks night is next Friday, May 8th, as the Giants open a weekend series against the Pirates. Following the game, the sky will light up golden with a spectacular fireworks show featuring your favorite K-pop songs. Get your tickets now at sfgiants.com/K-pop.
Elliot Ramos takes a ball from Steven Matz. Now the count 2-0. What was the group that was at the ballpark? N-Mix, is that how you say it? To visit with Jung-Hoo Lee a couple weeks ago at Oracle Park. NMIXX.
I haven't heard from them. You know, Lexi loves the Golden song, and she loves her BTS.
Out to right, Ramos on a line, and caught there in front of the warning track, 1 away. 70th pitch of the game for Matz, and he's handled Ramos. Ramos has had some hard contact.
2 lineouts. Yeah, 2 lineouts. Tough day. But here's the guy who's got some ownage on Matz. Been on base 2 times. Rafael Devers.
Overdue to go deep, that's for sure. Slider for a ball.
And this series, his at-bats have been really, really good as a whole.
He did not necessarily agree with that one. Right on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Same spot. 1-2.
Ooh. And that's a Devers-like foul ball right there. Got away with that one. And right on time, and everything was going into it. Woo. Look out.
Tip. Back with the fastball. Maybe after seeing that swing on the slider.
Yeah, he was on time with the slider. That fastball a little bit late, but able to spoil it.
That's working very quickly against Devers. 2-2. Another foul. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat here. 1 out and nobody on. Giants have a 1-0 lead. Devers scored that only run back in the 1st inning.
Wow. Can't teach that kind of totally fooled by it. Gets the bat to the ball. Let's see the 9th pitch. Right here, emergency hack.
That's a pretty good one. So he stays alive.
Might be the fastest 10-pitch at bat ever. Matz is just firing away.
It makes you think it's part of his game plan again. This is faster than he's pitched most of the game. He finally strikes him out with a changeup. Well, it was a good battle.
You know, sinker, sinker, slider, slider, sinker, slider, sinker, slider, sinker, sinker, slider, slider, and then the changeup to get his first strikeout of the game. Giants hitters putting the ball in play. And that's a beauty.
A little sign of respect. Devers nodded out at Matz. That was a battle. 2 down. Casey Schmidt takes the ball, and it's going to be challenged by Fortes.
Pitcher throw the ball.
Close. We'll see.
This could be a 1-1. Oh my gosh.
It's a ball.
Call confirmed. Tampa Bay has 1 challenge remaining.
The dot race gets closer.
It's back even. On the inside. Strike 1.
Home plate umpire Nick Lentz has been pretty sharp.
Schmidt drove in the 1st and only run, and then he did a rocket to center field in the 3rd inning with 2 men on base, and it was caught. One and 2 to Schmidt. Full squibber, and it is a fair ball. Fortes touched it and dropped it. That turns into a hit.
There you go. Casey Schmidt continues to be the one guy who seems to get a couple. You know, he hit one hard and got out. They all even out, Dave.
That's baseball right there. You just hit a missile about 350 feet into the gap, out. You hit a ball as softly as you could possibly hit it. Base hit.
Cued that one.
As soon as Fortes touched it, while it was fair, that's a fair ball.
And he's running with the bat in his hand, trying to get it out of the way. Knock.
It worked. A rise. Foul ball. quiet game so far for Luis, who's grounded out to second twice. Chance to see Matz though for a third time. Rays are going to get the bullpen started. 0-2.
Giants bullpen is quieted down.
Indeed, the Giants are going to keep Tyler Mahle in this game. There goes Schmidt. Here's the throw. He is safe. So Casey steals a base. That's a good play.
Second stolen base of the season for Casey Schmidt. And with 2 outs and a rise up, that's a huge 90 feet right here. Big stolen base because Arise, he can get you some singles, and this is a good risk right here from Casey Schmidt, and does just beat that. Good challenge.
1-2 to Arise. Long pause, still holding. He's going to step off. Look at Arise. He stayed as still as could be. You can't get me. Two and two. It's a big 90 feet when you got this guy at the plate.
Absolutely.
Rise down the left field line, sprinting back Simpson to catch it on the run. So another ball hit well. The Rays turned into an out. That's part of the story of this game. The upcoming schedule brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Giants coming back home after this game. Long flight across the country, and then right back at it tomorrow night. 3 against the Pods. Monday, Tuesday nights, Wednesday afternoon. Off day Thursday. Weekend series against the Pirates. Finishing up on Mother's Day Sunday. Tyler Mahle stays in the game. Giants have a 1-0 lead. Caminero takes ball 1 outside. I'm sure the Giants thought about this one because Caminero, he's had a base hit plus a walk.
This is the heart of the Rays order. Their big guys coming up.
On the ground, Adames dives, pops up, and throws him out with some help from Devers. What a pick at first.
Huge pick at first, and a nice stick the landing Adames to get over there. He's pretty pumped about that, picking your boy up. And a baby play some ball. They continue to just have not only making all the routine plays, but sometimes a little sizzle on top. And this was a beauty.
That is a really good play. On both ends. Ronda swings and misses. Strike 1.
Let's see Mahle. Mahle's got to love it. Nice job.
I did a lot of lip reading yesterday with all that was going on between the umpires and the Giants players and coaches. I'll refrain from doing the lip reading on that one.
Okay.
It just we'll
you have an idea?
We'll use your summary and say he was really excited about that play. To center field and a base hit. Aranda just kind of flipped one into center. So a 1-out single.
Magic Wandu right there.
He's got it going on. Had an infield hit and then that one. Delayed now the hitter. Ball 1 inside. Giants had Ryan Walker up. Now he's going to stop throwing it. It'll just be Gage. Ooh.
Impressive to get Belay to swing at that one. He already threw one right at him. Another one almost hits him, and he swings at it. Must be looking for some front door slider, maybe. There it is.
1-2.
That is beautiful pitching. You throw two fastballs that start in the same spot, get him to swing at one, and then you throw the front door slider.
On the ground is short. Adames bobbles, picks it up and throws late to first instead of a double play. No outs.
And really, just the first time Giants defense bends this entire road trip, and pretty inopportune time. That's unfortunate. And that'll probably do it for Malley. Almost gets out through the sixth right here. Gets a beautiful sequence to Valade. And that's unfortunate.
After he recovered, I think if he just flipped to a rise, he had a chance.
Maybe he still had a chance there, yep.
To get the out there. That's a tough way for Malley's afternoon to come to an end. Time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all-in connection and protection your small business can rely on. Back right after this.
Time for the pitching decisions presented by Sage. It's Ryan Valade in the fourth, and Tyler Malley gives him the slider. Call the ball overturned. Four-seamer gets the foul ball. Slider ball. Beautiful pitch, and then backs it up with a four-seam fastball at the top of the zone. Grab some pine meat. Pitch is outstanding.
Yeah, he pitched Valade really well, and this last time as Matt Gage throws his first pitch of the game, Giants couldn't get an out on a ball that looked like it was going to be 2 outs. So some stress here for Gage for the 16th time this year for the Giants.
Yeah, 13 1/3 innings, a 1.35 ERA. Opponents hitting just 163 off of him. Has that really good slider, four-seam.
Luka hitting for Fraley, and it's 1-2.
Can sprinkle in a changeup as well.
Luka had some good at bats yesterday. 1-2. It's a pop up. Devers coming over, but he's going to run out of room. Barely. Maybe had a chance, actually. It's a weird little cutout of seats down there.
He hustles over there. He's taking his look, and just misses.
So it's still 0-2. Maybe a reprieve for DeLuca. First at bat with a runner in scoring position for the Rays since the first inning. Tyler Malley pitched very well today.
Might be an understatement. It was an outstanding performance, but yeah.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Home plate umpire made the call. That's a swing. And DeLuca does not like, I'm sure doesn't like the fact that he didn't ask for help. 2 down.
You always got to see the replay because these things happen quick, but it definitely looked like it was an aggressive move to the ball. Gage gets a little bite and a huge strikeout for the Giants here when they desperately need it. And take a look here from the side, and closer than it looked for the home plate umpire to be making the call, but you can make a case.
Bounced in the dirt. Good block by Haas. That's a big block. Williamson, who has a hit in the game. 1 of 4 for the Rays. Giants have 4 hits. Check swing. 2-0. Now 5 1/3. He is responsible for the runners at first and second. 92 pitches, only 4 hits, only 1 walk.
With 2 outs in the air, though, I don't know if he can have an earned run this inning now. Unearned run.
The Giants, the main thing is just staying ahead.
Not a ton of breathing room for the pitching, but they're taking the challenge.
Good change up there, 2-2. The pitch high.
Look at the bait from Haas right there. He's pounding the dirt, seeing if the Razors giving any signals, and then throws a high heater. That's veteran savvy right there.
Big pitch in the game right here. Runners go, 3-2, grounded foul. Had him out in front. Ball to ball. Haas decided to challenge. I don't think he's going to win this one.
Pitcher throw the ball. Catcher is challenging.
That's kind of a wishful challenge.
Call confirmed. San Francisco has no challenges remaining.
So the bases are loaded. Giants are out of challenges, and it's a very, very high leverage pitch. And now Mullins will hit against Gage with the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second. Mullins 0 for 2. He walked in a big spot in yesterday's game with the bases loaded. There's a strike. Matt Gage, 0-1. Did he go? No.
Mullins, as you can see, really good numbers with the bases loaded.
Hits that one out to right center, and Encarnacion is there to squeeze it. And Matt Gage does an excellent job with the error in the middle of it all. He gets the Giants through it.
All right, it's time for the game summary brought to you by Toyota. And let's take a look at the pitching matchup. And both starting pitchers absolutely phenomenal here today. Malley 5 1/3, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And for Matt, 6 innings, 1 run.
First pitch from the new pitcher Hunter Biggie is a Chapman ground ball to short. So just like that, Chapman retired. Yeah, the starting pitching is the story of this game for sure. Time for a change. Switch to Comcast Business for all-in connection and protection your small business can rely on. And now it's up to both bullpens.
And another Hunter in this series, Hunter Biggie, flame-throwing right-hander, 8 innings, 5 strikeouts. He will walk you 7 walks.
We got Hunter Biggie, Hunter Fiducia, Hunter Wendelstedt, the umpire, Hunter Pence, the broadcaster, Hunter Mentz, the hitting coach.
Happy Hunter series.
It really is.
Hey,
look out. 1-1 to Adames, who I'm sure went over and gave Matt Gage a handshake, a high five, a hug. He pulls that one past Caminero into left field, base hit. Adames is going to speed around second and head for third, and the throw will just kind of be lobbed into the cutoff man. It's a double for Willy Adames.
speed around first and head to second, but same difference.
Yeah, there we go. Second.
And scoops that slider down at the bottom of the zone. And you know what? That's a past the pink glove. We're burning the pink glove today, Dave. We're beating it.
Monero's had a lot of action over there. So after the Adames hit, a visit by the pitching coach. Monero and Adames, they've been doing a lot of talking in this series with Jung-Hoo Lee coming up. We got Encarnacion Due up next, but the Giants have Drew Gilbert available as well.
And Gilbert's coming into the on-deck circle, so obviously a pinch hitter for Biggie. And this is a good opportunity for the bottom of this Giants lineup to get a huge insurance run.
Yeah, one more run would feel like a very big deal. It's leading by the slimmest of margins. Adames with the double. Lee, big swing and miss. Jung-Hoo drew a walk his last time up. Drives that one down the left field line, foul. See Keaton Wynn in the Giants bullpen starting to loosen up. There's Keaton. Well, that would probably indicate we're going to see him in the bottom of this 7th inning. 0-2 to lead. Good take on the slider.
You got a lot of your big arms pretty fresh today. Probably see Wynn, Killian, Walker's available. Miller, pretty fresh.
2-2. Yeah, Eric's had a little back tightness, so that would be the only question. Otherwise, I think Eric Miller would definitely be targeted for this game. We'll see. Full count. So Lee done a nice job. There's Eric. He's been really good.
He's really good in Cincinnati. Got me fired up.
3-2. Lee lines that one out towards left center. Simpson's going to catch, and now Adames has to get back. He does. Well, for Jung-Hoo, more frustration. That's been a story of this game. The outfield for the Rays has been tracking some line drives down. That's out number 2.
You have arguably the fastest man in the baseball in left field. He's run down 2 really good swings. Adames just able to get back. Good hustle.
So now Gilbert will come up as the pinch hitter. Fortes will visit the mound to talk about the game plan against Drew Gilbert.
Gilbert's numbers, just 16 games. Looking good, pretty productive, great at bats, had a great road trip. Giants gonna love a clutch 2-out knock here.
Yeah, very big spot indeed. Gilbert goes after the first pitch and pops it up. It's Fortes, the catcher, out number 3. So the double for Adames, no runs. 7th inning stretch time here in St. Pete. Giants with a 1-0 advantage.
ABC Sports Bay Area Studios. Coming up on Giants Postgame Live, a former Giants player had his number retired over the weekend by the Mariners, and he was also involved in one of the most viral clips in all of MLB history. You've got until the end of the game to get it figured out. Dave, Hunter, no clues here, okay?
No clues, Laura. Yeah, we'll wait, I promise. Let everybody stew on that one. Giants have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll get the new pitcher in here in a minute, but meantime, play of the game presented by your California Ford dealers. We're going to make it just last night. Luis Arraez, his 4th 3-hit game this year, had a single, had a double. So a couple doubles in this series and then another base hit, all in front of mom and dad, who have had very few chances to see their kid play in person in his big league career.
It's high fives all around. Love to see it.
Mom had the La Regadera, the sprinkler, on the back of her Giants jersey, which is fantastic, and they're here again today. Ernesto and Maria. It was 2023 before they ever saw Luis play a big league game in person.
And he made the big leagues in 2019, so long awaited.
It's just cool to see how much they're into it. This is not some rookie, but just the chance to see Luis play in person is pretty cool. So now the pitching change, and Keaton Wynn takes over for the 14th time, first time since that doubleheader day in Philadelphia.
He's got 13 strikeouts in 12 2/3 innings to the tune of a 2.84 ERA. Splitter four-seamer combo, sprinkles in a sinker.
Fortes takes strike one, the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. One nothing Giants. 0-2. And the Giants, they've had other chances to score today, and they've had good at bats in those chances to score. They just haven't been able to find some outfield turf. One run might have to be enough. Fortes line drive base hit. First splitter by Wynn, and he was on it. So an 0-2 count, a leadoff single, tying run aboard.
Now take a look right here at the pitch, 0-2, and just a little too much of the heart of the plate. See if he can get a ground ball here.
Rays are going to send a pinch runner in, Richie Palacios, over at first base. Palacios will run for the catcher. We got the ninth place hitter, Walls. Fastball, ball one. Giants don't have a challenge left, remember. That was definitely high, but Palacios in last night's game tried to steal against Patrick Bailey and was caught stealing.
See if he challenges for Haas.
Four-seamer, strike one. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. The Rays are not afraid to push the envelope on the bases. They take chances. He goes. Pitch taken. Throw. Tag. Got him. What a tag by Adames.
Haas likes it, and really this was all Adames right here. That's throws a little bit up the line. Adames snags it and tags it. Beautiful synergy right here. Look at Adames, gets to the bag, way off, catches the tail of Palacios, got him.
And it is
That's
interesting.
quick hands right there. That's a beauty.
Just a good tag. So big first out. Now though it's 3-1 to the ninth place hitter. Giants middle infielders, that's how they do it, and most of the Giants catchers throws have that tail on them, and part of the reason why they come in front of the second base bag is just for a play like that. That one out to right center. Lee now playing right with Gilbert in the game, will peel away, and Gilbert takes charge and makes the catch.
Let's take another look at this tag by Adames, how quick his hands are to catch this cleanly and snag that tag. It's a fast hands. Whoop, gotcha.
Quick hands, the footwork to kind of get in position, maneuver around. Just well done. Here's Simpson. On the ground to second. Arise throws him out. Kiewin with some help from his defense gets through the 7th. On to the 8th we go. 1-0 Giants.
All right, Giants fans, celebrate Mother's Day at Oracle Park next weekend. Spend time with the moms in your life on Sunday, May 10th, as the Giants take on the Pirates. The first 15,000 fans receive a quilted tote bag presented by UCSF Health. Get tickets now at sfgiants.com/promotions.
So if you don't have a Mother's Day plan already, problem solved.
There you go. It's a good way to spend some time with the moms in your life. And that's a nice looking tote bag. Double whammy.
Haas, strike one to him. Hunter Biggie stays in the game. Hunter Fiducia now catching for the Rays. Haas, who's 1 for 2 with a double. 1-2 slider.
Giants fans, presence pretty big here. St. Pete.
It's been impressive.
Another young Giants fan.
We're a long way from home, obviously, in a town where you wouldn't necessarily assume there'd be a lot of Giants fans. Haas goes down swinging. They're everywhere. That's the lesson. One out. Back to the top of the order, Elliot Ramos. Elliott's 0 for 3.
Giants only run coming in the first inning, looking to score again.
Pulled fair down the left field line, headed toward the corner. Ramos is going to have himself a 1-out double.
And for Ramos, 0 for 3 with 2 hard lineouts. Finally finds some grass. And this pitch in off the plate, and he just rips it. The pink glove. Keep it away.
Giants have played keep away today.
Mother's Day pink glove.
They're getting some early work in before the Sunday game. Maybe so. Here's Devers. Strike one called. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Devers has a double. One of 4 Giants doubles now in the game. After that last one from Ramos, he's also drawn a walk. Scored the only run. Fouls that one back. Ryan Walker warming up in the bullpen. We got Caminero, Aranda, and Valade due up for the Rays in the bottom of the 8th inning. The big boys are lined up, and it looks like it'll be Ryan Walker. 0-2. Split change. Devers goes down swinging on a high fastball.
And right here, just the high cheese, 2 strikes. Hard to lay off of, and it's just a carry fastball from Hunter Biggie. Second strikeout of the inning for him.
Here's Casey Schmidt. He had the run scoring hit all the way back in the first. Can he knock in another one here in the 8th? Ball 1 to Schmidt. Two hits. The only out he made was one of the hardest hit balls of the whole game. On the inside, 1-1. Too far in. Giants have had opportunity. This is the 8th at bat with the runner in scoring position. They're 1 for 7. So they've done a better job in this game of generating some scoring chances. Ball 3. Schmidt's worked himself into a good hitter's count. Arise on deck. That one blasted down the left field line. Foul. Just a little too quick.
Not really a lot of space. Hunter Biggie really pitching him inside here. He's good inside though.
Full count. Schmidt strikes out. He came back inside with the slider. And he got him. So a double, no runs. Midway through 8. With the Giants going back into the bullpen to bring in Walker.
Giants fans, it's your last chance to get $5.01 Giant tickets. The Giants Levi's 501 flash sale ends tonight. Get $5.01 tickets to May through July home games against the D-backs, Blue Jays, Brewers, and more. Get your flash sale tickets before it's too late at sfgiants.com/501.
So here's Ryan Walker in the game. The 4th pitcher for the Giants against the #1 power threat for the Rays. Caminero takes inside, and the count is 2-0. Walker last pitch, of course, in game 1 of the doubleheader on Thursday in Philadelphia.
So look at the numbers there. 12 2/3, a 4.26 ERA.
Looking for a bounce back and a slider for a called strike.
Yeah, when he's commanding the slider and able to command that, he's got heavy movement on both the sinker and slider. It's a different animal.
Sinker, 2-2.
It's a little gift. Caminero chasing that one in off.
Two. Count. Three-two. Caminero foul. The slider back, drop down to a knee.
Slider right there. Caminero, amazing job spoiling that pitch. But when you force him to protect that one, that's why you get the sinkers in off the plate chase.
Another 3-2. It is ball 4. Caminero on base for the 3rd time. That's a leadoff walk in a 1-run game.
So we're going to try to get the ground ball off the lefty Aranda, who's a big run producer for this Rays lineup.
The guy who's sort of been Mr. Clutch for them. He's had 2 hits today. Strike 1. Chapman off the line, Adames up the middle. You see Devers holding Caminero over at first base. 1-1. Ryan Walker looking for a bounce back outing. Up the middle, base hit. And Caminero is going to dig for 3rd. He'll get there. 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
Mr. Clutch comes through once again. Big moving Caminero over to 3rd right there. So Walker's got his work cut out for him here to get out of this 8th inning. Backdoor sweeper, and Aranda is all over it for his 3rd hit of the game. He can hit. So pitching coach Justin Message going to come out, offer some advice, encouragement, try to get out of this jam, Dave.
Might also be talking a little defensive strategy. Hunter and I will discuss that. But while we have a quick moment, a message from Clark Pest Control.
Pest Control, the perfect match. Give me something I know will last. Clark Pest Control, the perfect match.
First and third, nobody out. Ryan Valade, the hitter. Giants are going to bring Adames in, not all the way in. Chapman and Arise also will creep in as well. Walker throws. Valade bunts. Bare hand throw home, not in time. Caminero ties the game. I mean, Devers played that beautifully, but instead of taking the out, tried to get the out at home. It's tied at 1.
Caminero fired up. And just a beautiful execution. Gets the sweeper, kind of safety squeeze. Honestly, Devers did everything he could. They just executed the bunt. And Caminero's in there.
So still nobody out. Here's DeLuca. Rays have tied it up. He squares, bunts it. Haas didn't see it at first. Now picks it up and throws out DeLuca. Back-to-back bunts from the Rays, and they're set up. Second and third, 1 out. Haas, if he had been able to grab that one, or I really don't think he knew where the ball was at first.
It almost looked like it hit DeLuca. A little bit late jumping out. Maybe had to play at third, but gets the out at first.
Almost hit him. Yeah, that was the point I was going to make, was you had a force play at third, so if he could have grabbed that quickly, I think he had a chance to cut down the lead runner. So infield all the way in now for the Giants, trying to keep it tied. Williamson. Slider line to third. Chapman, the throw hits Aranda, and he caught it. They're going to say out and double play. So Chapman caught it in the air and got the double play. Kevin Cash is coming out. They say inning over.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Chapman threw it home, but double play. Out of the inning. We got a tie ball game, folks.
Wow. Yeah, he caught it and doubled him up and then threw home and hit him.
I don't know why he did that.
Well, the Rays get a run. Giants going to need some more offense today. Tied going to the 9th. Well, for the Giants, a 1-0 lead turns into a 1-1 tie, and I guess in the end it could have been worse. This was the play, the low liner. Chapman definitely caught it. What confused everybody, he stepped on the bag, which was a double play, inning over right then and there, but he threw home anyway.
Yeah, the throw home is just a little confusing. Just drills Honda. He just wears one for free. But 2 outs nonetheless. 100-mile-an-hour line drive. Off the bat of Ben Williamson. That's a big 2-out double play.
Yeah, because it was not looking like the Giants were going to survive that with the tie intact. Instead, they go to the 9th in a 1-1 game. And the Rays are going to their closer. And it's trying so hard to get a win before heading back home. It's Brian Baker who takes over.
At 2.92 ERA, 12 1/3 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 196. Doesn't walk too many, only 3 walks.
Features leading off here.
Features 4-seam changeup and slider.
Taking it all the way, takes a strike.
Give him the statue.
Luis 0 for 3. On the ground, over to backhanded Valade. He'll feed Baker, 1 out.
Well, you make the big double play, and then you get an at bat here in the ninth. He's got power, and it's only a matter of time before we see it.
He's overdue to hit one over a fence. High and tight, ball one. Two and 0. Giants have Caleb Killian warming up in their bullpen. There's Caleb. Drops a changeup in there.
The 2-0 changeup.
To the fastball after the 84-mile-an-hour change, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Behind home plate, we'll see. Fiducia, and he got it. Wow, what a catch.
That is a pretty remarkable snag. Full running, got to watch out for the batting. All the utensils, and still over the shoulder snow cone grab. What a catch. That is not an easy play. You got the fence, you got the on deck circle.
So now 2 down, bases empty. Adames jumps back out of the way. Ball one.
Did it so nonchalant too.
He did. Really, really good play. Change up, strike one to Adames. They thought it was inside, and I think he was right, but the Giants don't have a challenge.
Might have caught the corner. Close.
Change up again, 1-2. Got him. Stayed with the changeup. Oh, the Giants are going to have to fight to get to extra innings. Tie game 1-1. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 1-1, bottom 9. And the Rays will come up in a spot where a run can win this game and sweep the Giants away. Giants trying to fight and live to see the 10th inning. And they give the ball to their right-hander, who's been arguably their best reliever this year, Caleb Killian.
He has been sensational. 14 innings, a .64 ERA so far, 16 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 111. Features the big spin four-seamer, knuckle curve, slider, and a sinker.
Bottom part of the order here for the Rays. Mullins, Chapman creeping in. Mullins takes a ball, fastball. All the way. You play this Rays team, you have to anticipate the little game.
Yeah, they will bunt.
I've seen a lot of that in this series, including in the 8th inning when they tied the game. Back-to-back bunts. One that got the tying run home. Mullins to right. Lee squares up and makes the catch.
Well, it's big to get the leadoff hitter. One batter, one out. Slow down any momentum.
Here's Fiducia. Curveball, strike one. Rays have a left-hander warming up in their bullpen. If the Giants can live to see the 10th, you got Lee and Gilbert to start the inning. That one, a little muscle shot into shallow center, and Adames couldn't catch it. Sprinting out, tried to make the over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, and that was a heck of an effort. It looked like a hit off the bat, but Adames, some closing speed right there. Almost gets there just over his glove.
Here's the shortstop, number 6, Taylor Wall.
A good effort. But the winning run is aboard.
And just right there, a little hop, and can't quite get there. Rise gives him the old shimmy, shake.
Taylor Walls. Strike one. Chapman again has to play in. Walls a guy who can bunt. 1-1. Curveball, top foul. Line drive, but pulled well foul right into that Rays bullpen. The left-hander Seymour, he's the guy who's actually warming up. A little bloop pop up. Chapman there, 2 down.
Another big out. So now 1 out away from giving the Giants another chance to score.
The left fielder, number 14, Chandler Simpson.
There's Simpson. Strike one. Giants trying to get through this 9th inning. Winning run at first with 2 outs and a throw over. That was pretty close. Felicia gets back safely.
Aggressive pickoff.
Here's Killian's 1-strike pitch. Simpson hits a fly ball shallow left center. Ramos catches, and we're going to extra innings. 1-1 here in St. Pete. It's 1-1, and we're going to extra innings again on this road trip. There have been just too many games like this. And the Giants are taking us through the ringer again today. They survived the 9th inning, and now against a new pitcher, a left-hander Ian Seymour, it'll be Lee, Gilbert, and Haas due up with the automatic runner Willie Adames.
And Ian Seymour 14 in the 3rd innings. He has 17 strikeouts, but opponents hitting .278 to the tune of a 6.28 ERA. Willie Adames will be the bonus runner at second. And you got to imagine Simpson being the runner for the Rays. That's a dangerous, speedy threat.
Exactly. The Rays have it set up perfectly with their best hitters coming up, and their fastest runner, the fastest guy in the big leagues, he's going to be their automatic runner. So for the Giants, got to find a way to get at least 1 home. Strike one to Jung-hoo. He pulls that one. Foul. Hit it sharply and just wide of the bag. 0-2.
0-2, and Seymour has a bit of a starter's repertoire. Changeup, four-seamer, sinker, sweeper, cut, slider, and cutter.
That's a lot of weapons. Still 0-2. Even just finding a way to get Adames to third and set up Gilbert, who hasn't had a hit this year against a left-handed pitcher, where he would need a hit to get a run home, would be big.
They got to get him over here any way you can.
Lee hits a high fly ball center field. We'll see.
It's not a good arm. He's got to challenge this. No.
Adames didn't go. The throw was not real strong and a little bit offline. So Adames stays put, 1 out.
Yeah, and Cedric Mullins has one of the weakest arms in all of the big leagues. So unfortunate. Don't decide to challenge here. We'll take a look at this throw.
So 1 out for Gilbert. He's due for a hit against the lefty. He went around, strike one. Giants have, I mean, Christian Koss hasn't played much outfield. He's done some work out there over last year and this year. They have Koss as a possibility off the bench. But sticking with Gilbert. Extra innings. Gilbert pops it up. That's Walls, 2 down. Now it's up to the 9th place hitter, Eric Haas.
Haas 1 for 3 on the day. Had a double. A third. Gives you good at bat, so this is going to be huge if they can find a way to score Adames somehow, some way.
First pitch is hit towards short on 1 hop, and Walls throws him out. So now the Giants have some real work to do with the big hitters coming up for the Rays in a tie game. Well, for the Giants, survival mode again. 1-1, bottom 10, and the Rays just have it set up as good as they possibly could against Caleb Killian, who's going to stay in for a 2nd inning of work. You got the fastest runner basically in the whole sport, who's the automatic runner, and the Rays' best hitters are lined up. Caminero and Aranda, the first 2 to get a crack at Killian, where 1 run will win the game.
Well, if you can find a way to get Caminero out, you can walk Aranda and then figure it out from there. Maybe get you a double play, maybe a strikeout or a pop-up. So that's the roadmap to getting through this inning. It's a tough task. So, but Killian has been outstanding.
And it's interesting, the Giants are not going to mess with Caminero. They're going to walk him.
Okay, we're going to walk Caminero.
And it's defensible. You got a bunch of different choices here to make. But you do set up the guy who's been.
Now you go righty-lefty matchup here.
And their #1 RBI guy, who's had a lot of big hits this year and big hits in this series
today.
1-1 the score, 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss. He does like to ambush this guy.
Well, this sets up the double play right out of the gates.
Aranda hits a bloop, and that is going to do it. Simpson around third, and he'll score to end the game and end just a torturous road trip for the Giants. 2-1, the Rays walk it off.
And it's painful for the Giants right now. The offense is just struggling. They had another outstanding pitching performance from the whole staff, and definitely going to want to get home and try to put this one behind them. But this was a painful road trip. What can you do?
Once the Giants didn't score that runner in the top of the 10th, it was just set up for the Rays. And for the Giants, tough times. A road trip without a win. Second career walk-off hit for that guy, and it sends the Giants back into their clubhouse with a lot of long faces.
The Giants end the East Coast road trip, getting swept across both series against the Phillies and this series against the Rays. 2-1 the final from Tropicana Field this Sunday in an extra innings loss as the Rays walk it off on a Jonathan Aranda single. It's the first time since 2022 that the Giants have been swept in an entire road series and an entire road trip. We welcome you inside the NBC Sports Bay Area studios. It's Toyota Giants Post Game Live. Also Song Shirt Sunday. As you can see, everybody participating today. Laura Britt, Sergio Romo, our Giants insider, Alex Pavlovich in as we break down all of today's action. And this is just a frustrating loss. They've lost 6 straight now, the Giants have, and the offense not really showing a ton of signs of life today.
Well, I mean, there's 3 losses on this road trip where they had leads going into the last innings or towards the end of the ball game, and you look at the way they lost, it's just gut-wrenching losses. And this road trip could have been a 500 road trip, and that's the ultimate goal throughout the whole season, is to try to play as close to 500 ball on the road as you can. And then the way they happened, there's the performances from the pitching staff was awesome, especially the starters. I mean, you had at least 4 quality starts throughout this road trip, and they were unable to put games away, especially relying on what has been the most consistent part of the team, which is the bullpen throughout the season. They're just unable to get it done. Hard way to fly all the way back to the West Coast on that type of game.
That's a long flight.
That is a long flight.
That's a long flight no matter what, and it's a long flight when, like you said, the road trip and 3 walk-offs in the last 4 days, 9 runs on the road trip, 4 games where they scored 0 runs or 1 run. So this has just been basically every day for them. I'm really curious to see what tomorrow looks like at the ballpark, because Sergio, you've been there, and you know this is one of those days where you show up, and I'm not saying it's going to be drastic or Eldridge or whatever, but this is one of those days where a lot of times you show up and there's a couple new guys, just subtle things, maybe a change to the bullpen, maybe a change to the bench. I do think we saw there, Dave kept harping on the right thing. They were set up perfectly in the bottom of the 10th. The Giants were also set up horribly in the top of the inning, and I think that's partly because of the way this roster is constructed. They don't have a lot of options late in games, and you start Gerard and then you have Gilbert come in for them. Teams usually have like one more guy that they can bring off the bench and look at that matchup there and say, who can be the right-handed bat that can hit for Gilbert there? Gilbert's been very good this year. He doesn't hit lefties. They're just not set up for a lot of these things. And those are little things that there's bigger issues here, but those are little things I think they need to fix as well.
Yeah, it's too little too late also at that point. The Giants had just 1 run scored, and that was in the first inning. After the first inning, the Giants went 4 for 30 thereafter. The first inning. So let's get a look right now at our play of the game. This brought to you by Toyota. We're going to start in the 8th inning. This is where the Rays were able to tie things up. So with Caminero on base, Jonathan Aranda grounds 1 to center. And again, like we talked about at the end of this game, the Rays lineup was set up kind of perfectly at big moments in this game. Then you had Ryan Vlade lay down the sac bunt to bring in Caminero. So that ends up tying this game, and then later they end up pushing it. This goes to extras as the Giants aren't able to bring in Willy Adames, but this was a great heads-up play by Matt Chapman, the unassisted double play, so the defense for Matt Chapman there today. But then we go to the 10th inning, and the Giants weren't able to bring anybody in and the Rays able to, all you need, because you've got the ghost runner, right? Everybody knows that. You got the ghost runner on second. All you need is just the one bloop to be able to walk it off.
Well, definitely. And then you look at the Giants, and this whole road trip, they almost seem to just be a bloop away from putting consecutive hits together, especially with runners on scoring position. And this is something that the Rays, I feel they caught them off guard there in the ninth inning or the eighth inning when they were trying to tie this ball game back up, the way they did it, having first and third and having their cleanup hole hitter literally put down a sacrifice hit bunt, and it worked for them, But again, these are the type of team, too. The Rays are also a type of team, too, that if you give them an opportunity to stay in this game the way they do all the little things correctly and all the little things right, especially in timely situations, play small ball, so to speak, you can't give them those opportunities. And the more that you're not aware that that's their type of game where they will play small ball and they do that, they'll catch you off guard just like that. And I do feel that Walker came in today, he was just a little erratic with the fastball. He's got a lot of movement, which is hard to control, especially at the velocity in which he throws with his cross throwing mechanics and whatnot. It's just hard. And today, unable to get it done. It's going to be a long flight home.
Sergio, you've been there. They have an identity. Like, we talk so much about what is this Giants team's identity. And like in that eighth inning, exactly what they're going to do, right? They're going to try to put a bunt down. So you said the word off guard. I thought the Giants looked a little bit caught off guard. And I also think maybe this is something on a long flight home. Maybe look at a little bit of that. Try to emulate a little bit of that, because they haven't been able to push runs across, and they haven't. They're last in home runs. We know that they don't walk at all. Yep. We know that they don't steal bases, but there are little things that they haven't done either. And you wonder, like, you come into the series and go, how is Tampa so good? And then you watch them play and you just go, like, they just kind of figure it out during the game, and you've seen it firsthand. But I do think that's just another little thing the Giants probably need to look at on this flight home is like, and I know Tony said it, it's really hard to put runners in motion to try to do things when you're like 29th in on base percentage and you don't have guys on base anyway. But it's something they probably need to do a little bit more of as they wait for their big guys to get going.
Don't tell Casey Schmidt they don't steal bases. He got the one today.
Well, the thing is, like, Casey did it, and we've seen Luis Arias, who is not a burner. He has 4 stolen bases. Bailey's 2 for 2. Like, you can find your spots to do it, even if you're not on base too often.
Yeah, and Sergio, you brought up Ryan Walker today. He's got the blown save. That's his 10th since the start of last season. So Ryan Walker now tied for the second most blown saves in all of Major League Baseball when you're considering all of the 2025 season and so far in the 2026 season. What do you think's going on with Walker in these critical situations?
Well, I do feel that coming into this season, he has had a different demeanor about him. There was something that I noticed in spring training that, and having spoken to him, is that he focused a lot more on the mental part of his game and trying to understand what he's been thinking, so he can understand his feelings that he gets in those situations, and then therefore to look at what he does in those situations and be able to learn from the good, the bad, just to refine the good. And I just watching it, the way he's been going about it, especially this road trip, you looked at understanding who's in front of you, who's in the box, and the situations, and knowing that, hey, if I fall behind on certain guys, or if I let certain guys get on base, they have so-and-so behind them that can really make things that much more ugly for me. And I do feel that in Philadelphia, it wasn't necessarily that he made poor pitches. I do feel that maybe in a sense he didn't change speeds and maybe let Stott end up getting that batter on time, that fastball, to be able to hit that triple that he got off him a couple days ago. But you look at it, I just feel that maybe he needs to attack the zone just a little bit more. So in and out of the zone is good when you're ahead of the zone, but in and out of the zone, I'm talking a pitch that starts in the zone then finishes out, to where you can get, try to get them to offer at those pitches. They're not offering them in those situations. Why? Because he's been behind in the count, and today kind of bit him in the hind part. It's just more for the fact that he fell behind.
Pavs, with Ryan Walker, we know that he's capable. We saw it last year when he took over as the closer. At points in time, he's been named the closer for the Giants. This year, it's a little up in the air. How much time do you think this team is willing to give Ryan Walker in these types of situations?
Well, first of all, I think we saw a change today. I mean, he was in the 8th, and Caleb Killian was the guy who came in after him in a tie game, and it looked like they had it set up for Walker Killian, or we didn't see a Miller out there, but, it looked like they had it set up that way. So I do think we saw a change. And the thing with Walker is, like, we've talked so much about, I know you know this, like, you get in the 9th, and it's just different. Like, there's something different about the 9th inning. And that's been an issue for him the last couple of years. It weirdly wasn't when he first became the closer, but there's been something for him the last couple of years in the ninth. He's been really good before the ninth.
Yeah.
You look at the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, wherever you want to put him the last couple of years. If he's not trying to close out a game in the ninth, he has been really good. So they put him in a spot today where he has succeeded, and it's not like he's getting blown up, but I think to Sergio's point, like, you have to be a little bit more competitive in the zone. And it is Caminero, but still, just the leadoff walk is like the last thing you can do there. It's just a cardinal sin for a reliever. So it just hasn't gone great. I think they have 2 guys in Killian and Miller that they can probably trust late as they try to get Walker going. But they need him because there's not 7 guys down there that you can throw in the late innings and trust them. So they're going to need him to figure it out.
That'll be something to keep an eye on throughout the next few weeks, the rest of the season, how they manage Ryan Walker. Let's get a look at our daily jackpot right now. This is brought to you by River Rock Casino. And actually, you might want to look away from your screens. It ain't going to be pretty, people, but we shoot you straight here. The Giants road trip, look at this, 0-6 on this road trip. The next number thereafter, 1.5 runs per game is what they were averaging. That's brutal. No home runs. The Giants are last in the majors, as you guys know, in hitting home runs this season. They have just 19. There was the home run, not home run yesterday from Elliot Ramos that we did a deep dive in on Giants pregame live. That 167 average. I don't know. That Pavs, to me, the 167 average with runners in scoring position is probably the biggest momentum killer, because you have the opportunities. It's not that the Giants aren't getting hits. It's not that they're not getting on base. You're not able to bring them in. And so when you've got guys in those positions, it just kills the momentum, takes the air out of the balloon, if you will.
I just also think it's putting so much pressure on this pitching staff. And it's really easy to sit at home and look at the guy who gave up the last run and say, you messed up there. But they have no margin for error here. Like, it's just every single game. These are 1-run games that it's often 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. So they have no margin for error, and I think that's really difficult for those guys.
I mean, this is something that, in a sense, the teams that I was on, this was something we were used to, was playing in these close ball games and going into these situations, understanding that, yes, our offense, they'll get those timely hittings. We just got to give them that opportunity and be in this ball game, keep them on until that opportunity comes and they take advantage of those situations, that timely hitting that we used to get on those teams that I was on, and we found real solid success in that. But I do agree with Pavs that, in a sense, it does add a little bit of pressure to you on the mound, understanding that you may have to be a little bit more perfect than you would put yourself on, or think that you would have to be, and a little bit more precise on your pitches and locations, and more that word "don't" creeps in your head a lot more often when you're in pressure situations. Don't make a mistake here. Don't leave it over the plate. And I mean, I don't know about your guys' kids, but my kids, I mean, dude, you tell them don't do something, that's the first thing they do. So
don't touch the red button, Sergio.
So in a sense, when you're in those pressure situations, I do feel now they just. You want to just tone things down and simplify things, and as a hitter, just bat the ball, get a good pitch to hit. But and the pitchers wise, just sticking to your guns, because at the end of the day, no one's in the big leagues by mistake. Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest thing to do. The Giants batters right now need to play relaxed, but those numbers you just saw make it very difficult to play relaxed baseball. Although we do have a positive in the Giants lineup. That was Casey Schmidt. We'll get a look at his numbers across the last 25 games. That's coming up. The Giants fall to the Rays 2-1, the final.
Toyota Giants Postgame Live is presented by Toyota, class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
Does business like Comcast business.
Toyota Giants Postgame Live is brought to you in part by Xfinity. Get Wi-Fi so reliable it never gets caught looking at one price for the next 5 years and same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
The Rays walk it off in extra innings this afternoon against the Giants. 2-1, the final from Tropicana Field, as the Giants now fall to 13-21 on the season. San Francisco sitting in last place in the NL West with that 13-21 record. Let's get a wrap of today's game. For that, we send you back inside the broadcast booth with Dave Fleming and Hunter Pence. Dave?
All right, Laura, thanks. Our last moments here in St. Pete. The Giants are definitely ready to get back home, Hunter. Let's focus on the small rather than, we know the big picture issues facing this Giants team right now. Today, I mean, the Giants had a beautifully pitched game, and you get into that extra inning scenario, And sometimes it does come down to where in the lineup you are. The Giants were not in an advantageous position, and as soon as they didn't score their run, the Rays were set up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, with Simpson on second to start that off, Caminero and Aranda, their best hitters, it definitely was kind of tilted in their favor. You have your guy Killian on the mound. I kind of look at not really challenging Cedric Mullins, one of the worst arms in the outfield, to try to get the third, give yourself a different look for Drew Gilbert, but they didn't. They decided to stay there, stay put, and ultimately another just painful loss, and the offense just not able to add some insurance early in that game.
Yeah, just some small plays that loom large over the whole road trip. I mean, as much as the Giants offense has struggled, you look back on the trip and just a couple different plays or pitches, and maybe you go home 3-3 or 4-2.
Yeah, it easily could have been that way. All these games were really tight for the most part, and really Giants pitching is keeping them in the ball game if they can just get some of these guys who have a track record of being good hot. Not a single home run. We sort of had a home run, but it didn't get called. We hit the rafter. So no home run on this road trip, and the offense has just got to continue to grind and figure it out.
Not like one home run on a whole trip would sound a whole lot better. But
it's better than none.
It's better than none. And they did hit one, and that was just part of the story here in St. Pete. Back to you, Laura.
Dave, Hunter thinks a disappointing loss for the Giants and also a disappointing road trip. They have now on a 6-game losing streak. Laura Britt and Sergio Romo, our Giants insider. Alex Pavlovich. He's back there frantically typing a story for you guys, so you can head over to NBCSportsBayArea.com to check that out. But there were some bright spots, and I know people don't really want to hear the good when you've got games like this and a series like this and a series like what they had against the Phillies before that. But we are a glass half full kind of show, okay? So we're going to give you what's hot. This is brought to you by Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning. And if there is one bright spot really this season, Casey Schmidt has been the Giants' most consistent hitter this season. And consistency is what he brought again today. That RBI single that he had in the first is what gave the Giants a lead for the majority of this game. He was batting third today, ends up going 2 for 4 with that RBI that he had in the first.
I mean, his at-bats have gotten better and better as the season's gone on. In today's particular game, his first, all 3 at-bats he fell behind in the count, right? In his first at-bat, he was 0-2, no balls, 2 strikes in that bat, and he was able to get Matz. How we thought the key of the game was to have Matz make some mistakes up above in the upper parts of the strike zone, and Casey was able to do that in that situation and then execute. And I think it's just more so the at-bats. He's not over-swinging. He's not trying to do too much. He's just going out and putting bat to ball, and he's proven that he's got tremendous amount of skill when he does put the bat to the ball, and he can hit the ball with some power, with a little bit of pop, but also with a shortened swing, more compact swing, and not chasing out of the zone, which is also something that he's been doing very, very well this year. He's been spitting on the sliders down and away off the plate and putting himself in more advantageous counts for the most part, and then executing those situations. And then with those shortened swings and whatnot, putting bat the ball, again, he's just really, really proven that he has tremendous amount of skill, and he's been the one real main consistent bright spot in this lineup for pretty much the whole season. Yeah, all season long. He leads the Giants right now with the most home runs. He's got 4 on the season. The Giants only have 19 on the entire season. They rank last in all the majors as far as home runs hit this season. So let's focus in on the pitching from today. Tyler Mahle, he's had some interesting numbers. If you look at his odd starts versus his even starts, this is such a baseball thing, Sergio. I knew you were going to go
We're going deep here in the numbers. We're going to get to that in just a second. I want you to take us through what you saw from Mahle today and what you thought of his outing.
Oh, I think Mahle was tremendous, had tremendous use of his four-seam fastball today. He went up there and he used it at a 70% clip today. He was just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. He didn't back off of the gas pedal hardly at all in this at-bat. He was throwing it to all 4 quadrants, to both lefties and righties. He was going in on the hands, going down and away, up and in, up and away.
And look at this!
I'm telling you, the odd even things is pretty. That's a pretty gnarly start if you ask stat line if you ask me. And I'm not too sure what it really is, but if you look at his last 3 starts and counting today's, I know in his last start he got roughed up in the 6th inning, but going into that 6th inning, he had done a lot. He had done like he did against the Dodgers his previous start before that. I mean, he's been really putting together some quality starts up to this point outside of that 6th inning in his last start. I understand it wasn't pretty, but the way he's been going at it and not having to rely on too much outside of what his strengths are. He's known for the 4-seam fastball and a good split. Okay, cool. He's been sticking to that. He's been aggressive with it, and there's some conviction in that. And the Giants really needed him to keep them in that ball game today, and kudos to him because he did his job.
Well, it was an odd start. What do you expect? That opponent average against odd starts versus even starts for Tyler Mahle, 185 in odd starts for the opponent average, 386 opponent average in the even starts. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. It's a crazy thing. Take that to the water cooler tomorrow at work. We're going to take a break here on Toyota Giants Postgame Live. The Giants get swept across this entire road trip as they have lost 6 straight. They fall to the Rays in an extra innings loss. 2-1, the final from Tropicana Field. We'll be right back.
Toyota Giants Postgame Live is presented by Toyota, class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. Giants Postgame Live is brought to you in part by Mancini Sleep World. Save up to $1,200 on top brands at the Mancini Sleep World Memorial Day sale.
Oh, thank you, Mancini's, for bringing us the highlight zone today because it's so good. Hall of Fame pitcher and former Giant Randy Johnson. If you didn't get to see it yesterday, he was honored last night by the Mariners. His number 51 was retired by Seattle. If you're feeling like, I think there was another 51 that was retired, it's because there was. Ichiro, of course, had his number 51 retired. Johnson becoming the 14th player ever to have his jersey retired by multiple teams. And that's great, but anytime you can bring this video back, that's really what we're going for. 25 years ago, Sergio, is when this happened during spring training against the Giants.
Oh my goodness.
The bird, the pigeon, whatever, like the odds on that are, I mean, I guess a pigeon is a bird. They're in the same classification. This has got to be one of the wildest videos in sports history.
Unfortunately for the bird, he went out with a bang, right? He exploded right there, feathers everywhere.
Unfortunately for the bird, it was Randy Johnson on the mound. I think that's...
I'm curious, who picked it up? Someone told me it was Jeff Kent that picked up
Wait, who
bird
was it?
off the ground. Was it Jeff Kent that picked up the bird?
Yes, it was. And then threw it in the trash can. Like, I don't even know what was left to pick up after that.
It was unreal situation. And then you got the big unit there, Randy Johnson, right? And I kind of was giggling to myself and wondering if, when they showed his number 51, if it would be the unit, right? Because that was his nickname, right?
Yep.
But he was a teammate of mine, right? In 2009, him and Guillermo Mota, another very tall teammate, like maybe 6'8", and Randy Johnson, like 6'10", 7 feet tall. They would find me during the national anthem.
Okay.
And one would stand to the left, the other would stand to the right, and I'd be the little, it'd be like, peaks and valleys, so to speak.
Yes.
And then they would all look down at me and just be giggling. And I'm like, yeah, they knew.
I got to go find a picture of this.
They made me feel heck a little.
Our producer, David Tedla, actually, Randy Johnson's a photographer now. You know what his logo is for his photography business?
What's this?
It's the pigeon that has seen better days. It's actually really cool. You should look it up.
It's a pigeon on its back.
Yeah, with a lot of feathers flying everywhere. Hey, after a road trip like this, you got to find something to smile about, and that did the trick today. Tony Vitello, we didn't get the chance to bring you that sound here on the show. Head over to our YouTube channel, the NBCS Authentic YouTube channel. You can hear from Tony Vitello and his postgame presser over there. For Sergio Romo, I'm Laura Britt. The Giants fall to the Rays 2-1, the final this Sunday afternoon. See you back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock for Giants pregame live. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Grab the keys to a new...
your